There's a moment that silently changes the course of a life. It isn't when you receive a promotion. It isn't when you become wealthy. It isn't even when the world finally notices your name. It is the moment you stand before another human being, your heart pounding so loudly you think everyone can hear it, your hands trembling, your voice caught somewhere between your chest and your throat, and despite every instinct telling you to run, you choose to speak. Because the greatest prison was never built with iron bars. It was built with fear. Fear of judgment, fear of embarrassment, fear of rejection, fear of saying the wrong thing, fear of being seen. Every dream that demands leadership, every business that requires persuasion, every movement that begins with a single voice asks the same question: will you speak, or will you stay silent? The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is often nothing more than the courage to open your mouth when every part of you wants to remain invisible. Public speaking is rarely about speaking. It is about becoming someone who is no longer controlled by fear. The microphone is only a mirror. It reflects your beliefs about yourself. Every hesitation reveals doubt. Every confident pause reveals self-trust. Every word carries not only information but identity. Long before an audience believes your message, they decide whether you believe it yourself. The first transformation begins when you stop trying to sound impressive. Too many people build speeches like monuments to their own intelligence. They search for complicated words, polished phrases, perfect grammar. But people do not remember perfection. They remember authenticity. They remember the speaker whose voice cracked while telling the truth. They remember the person who spoke from experience rather than performance. Your audience does not need another flawless speaker. They need someone who is unmistakably real. Then comes a lesson that most never learn. Confidence is not born before action. It is created by action. Every confident speaker you admire once stood exactly where you stand today. They forgot their lines. They stumbled over simple words. They felt their heartbeat racing. The difference is not that they were fearless. The difference is that they refused to let fear make their decisions. Courage has never been the absence of fear. Courage is giving your purpose a louder voice than your anxiety. The next breakthrough happens when you stop thinking about yourself. Anxiety feeds on self-consciousness. Every second spent wondering, how do I look? What if they laugh? What if I fail? Is attention stolen from the people who came to hear you? Shift your focus. Ask instead, how can I help? What pain can I ease? What hope can I ignite? The moment service becomes greater than ego, fear begins to lose its grip. The greatest speakers are not performers chasing applause. They are servants delivering value. Words alone rarely change lives. Emotion does. Facts educate the mind, but stories awaken the heart. Human beings are not wired to remember information nearly as much as they remember moments. Tell them about your failures. Tell them about the nights you doubted yourself. Tell them about the mistakes that humbled you and the lessons that rebuilt you. Vulnerability is not weakness on a stage. It is the bridge that allows strangers to trust you. There's another secret hidden beneath every unforgettable speech. Master the silence between your words. Most beginners rush because silence feels dangerous. They speak faster and faster, hoping speed will hide insecurity. But silence is not empty. Silence gives meaning. It allows ideas to breathe. It gives your audience time to feel what you have said instead of merely hearing it. The strongest voice in the room is often the one that knows exactly when not to speak. Preparation is another form of self-respect. Inspiration may create a speech, but preparation creates freedom. Rehearse until your ideas become part of you. Practice when nobody is watching. Record yourself. Listen to your own voice. Study your posture. Improve one sentence at a time. Excellence is rarely dramatic. It is built quietly in ordinary rooms, through invisible repetitions that nobody applauds. When the spotlight finally arrives, it only reveals the work you did in the shadows. But there is something even deeper than preparation. Learn to listen. Great speakers are first great listeners. Every audience whispers before it ever applauds. Listen to their concerns. Observe their expressions. Feel their energy. Adapt your message. Communication is never about forcing your words into someone else's mind. It is about meeting people where they are and walking with them toward where they could become. Influence belongs to those who understand before they try to be understood. At some point, you must also release your addiction to perfection. You will forget a sentence. Your voice may shake. The microphone may fail. Someone may disagree with you. None of these moments define you unless you allow them to. Audiences are surprisingly forgiving. They rarely expect perfection. What they admire is recovery. Every mistake handled with composure becomes another reason people trust you. They are not watching to see whether you stumble. They are watching to see how you stand back up. The greatest shift of all happens when you realize that your voice is bigger than your career, bigger than your title, bigger than your fears. Every parent shapes a child through words. Every leader shapes a team through words. Every entrepreneur shapes a company through words. Every teacher shapes a generation through words. History itself is the story of voices that refuse to remain silent. Nations have been transformed by speeches. Revolutions have begun with conversations. One sentence spoken with conviction can echo across decades. So ask yourself a difficult question. What dreams have been waiting for the version of you who is willing to speak? How many opportunities have walked past because your fear answered before your voice could? How many people needed encouragement that only you could have given? Somewhere in this world is an audience you have not yet met. They are waiting for your story, waiting for your wisdom, waiting for your courage. They do not need another copy of someone famous. They need the only version of you that has ever existed. Do not wait until you feel ready. Readiness is one of fear's favorite disguises. Speak before you believe you are prepared. Raise your hand. Volunteer for the presentation. Stand in front of the room. Record the video. Share the message. Every speech you give is more than practice. It is another layer of the old identity falling away. Every word spoken with honesty chips away at the walls fear has spent years building around your life. One day you will look back and realize that mastering public speaking was never really about becoming a better speaker. It was about becoming a stronger human being. Someone who could face uncertainty with composure. Someone who could lead with clarity. Someone who could inspire hope when others surrendered to doubt. Someone whose voice carried not just sound, but purpose. And perhaps that is the greatest reward of all. Not the applause that fades within minutes. Not the compliments that disappear by tomorrow. But the quiet certainty that you no longer hide from the world. You finally stepped into the light. You finally trusted your voice. And in doing so, you gave someone else permission to trust theirs. If this message spoke to something deep within you, don't let it end here. Hit the like button so more people can discover the courage to find their voice. Share your biggest fear about public speaking in the comments, because the first act of courage is often speaking the truth. Subscribe for more cinematic journeys into leadership, resilience, and self-mastery. And above all, remember this. The world has enough silent potential. What it needs now is your voice. Speak with courage. Speak with purpose. Speak as if the life you're meant to build is listening, because it is.